because it says like we haven't got vaccinated yet.
Bombard! Today we're leaving the awesome city of Jakarta after a really good time spent with Felicia's family. Both of our stomachs are absolutely destroyed. We ate about 10 meals a day. So we're gonna see how this train to Semarang actually goes in the end. It looks pretty fancy. I was expecting something a la, I don't know, Bombay or Mumbai or something. People hanging off the sides and chickens, but just looks like a really nice, normal air-conditioned train. It's gonna take us about 6 hours, so let's see how it goes. So apparently, these trains used to be overloaded like the ones in Sri Lanka or India because at the end of Ramadan, all the people in Jakarta pile onto the train to go to their villages and be with their family, like Christmas or Thanksgiving or any other holiday like that. So to avoid that, they have now fancied up these trains.
Make it more comfortable.
So they've made the trains more comfortable, and they have assigned seats now too, so it's kind of just like little airplane seats. I don't know. It's nice though. It's air-conned. That's the main thing. It's all that matters here. As long as it's air-conned, you'll be fine. Apparently this is how you eat Indo snacks on the run, or on a train in this case. Definitely a lot of Indo food isn't the most appetizing looking, but it tastes delicious. Is that a rice ball?
No, it's fish cake.
Oh. You're too short. We made it, we made it, we made it! We made it to Semarang. Now you're a real backpacker. Man, I guess we still have a bit of getting used to when it comes to this travel thing. Both of us traveled many times before, but definitely takes a bit of time to warm up. We're about a week in now. I've got a bit of a runny nose. Felicia's feeling pretty dusty, but that was a nice train ride. Got some work done, relaxed. Really nice way to see the countryside of Indonesia as well. Rule number one, no matter what country you're traveling in, don't fly. Take the bus, take a train. It is so cool to get to see all the different areas of a country that you would not see otherwise. This was my first time doing a train in quite some time. Actually, no, my first time ever taking a train in Southeast Asia, so it was really cool. Loved it. Felicia's over here, hardly alive.
Hi.
So we're just gonna head to the mall across the street, grab some dinner, have an easy night tonight, get a good sleep, and then wake up tomorrow and do some exploring of this city. I'm feeling like being a real piece of shit tonight after eating straight Indo deliciousness for a week. These bule cravings come back, man. And by bule, I mean white person.
Alright, so all the chili, baby. Yeah.
All right, well, now that I'm showered up, our bellies are full with a greasy cheeseburger, and we got lots of snacks and some beer. This is Prost. Since 1948, this cool little monk guy, apparently. Nobody cares about what beer I'm drinking. I figured I would quickly go through my thoughts on spending a week in Jakarta. Now, my experience obviously has been very different from a lot of people's because my partner is Indonesian. She speaks fluent Bahasa, and I had the chance to stay in the suburbs with family and have people who, told us good places to go. We did do a decent amount of roaming, just around certain parts of the city, but, for the most part, we were taken to kind of cool spots, and that was a really good experience. But I think my main takeaway is that no matter what scenario you go to Jakarta in, there is a lot of really cool stuff to see and do. That isn't kind of your typical cool stuff to see and do, if that makes sense. So one of my first initial reactions was the sheer volume of food. And I don't just mean like how much restaurants serve, I mean how many restaurants, food stalls, food carts, everything. 98% of the businesses wherever you went were food. And so obviously, like I said at the beginning of the video, we were eating like 10 times a day. It's just Indonesian culture, I suppose. They don't drink a whole lot, especially in Java and Sumatra, and that's just how it is. Second thing that surprised me was the people. I talk about this quite a bit because I hear things from my own family and friends and whatnot. And I know that being a young man means that generally places are a little bit less dangerous, but overall I was blown away with how safe I felt in Jakarta. I don't know if it gets a bad rap or what, but you ask people, is Jakarta a safe or a dangerous place? I don't know. The preconceived notion I feel like about Jakarta is that it's kind of a scary place. But honestly, it's hard to represent in vlogs and in videos how genuinely nice everybody is. And when you go to certain other Asian countries, you get people being nice because they want to sell you something, or they want something from you, basically. Where I don't think I had a single person, maybe one or two people actually trying to sell me something. The rest of them were just genuinely saying hello, how are you, wanting to know how I was, giving me a smile, maybe a photo. Everyone was so nice, and I never once, with Felicia as well, felt in danger or even just on edge. It was awesome. Felicia's over here cracking up at her TikToks. We got a pretty small little hotel room here for the next 2 nights, nice and cozy. Still nice though. The last thing I'll say that surprised me was just actually how crazy the city was. Now, I knew, it was a big city with a lot of people, and I actually quite enjoy that. I don't like to stay in a crazy big city for too long, because I love getting out in the countryside and, meeting the people who I find are the truest representation of a country. Might sound bad to say to some, but either way, I just really like getting out of the cities and going to like rural places, but probably didn't help that I haven't been traveling for about 3 years, so to jump straight into Jakarta was pretty wild, but yeah, it was awesome. It was really cool. And if you've never been to, a Southeast Asian city, or I've never been to South America, but I would assume a lot of them are pretty similar, but would highly recommend it. And on that note, I will leave you by saying, if anybody ever tells you not to go somewhere because they had a bad experience or they knew someone who had a bad experience, whether it's a country or a city, or it doesn't matter, go find out for yourself. If you're interested, of course, but you will be blown away at how many places the news or people say are terrible places, and it's so dangerous. that actually are amazing places and some of the nicest people, if not the nicest people you will ever meet. And you know, this applies to everybody, but I think especially people living in Western countries, because you know, if you come from Canada, the UK, or New Zealand, Australia, America, you know, a lot of Europe, I suppose, you're just used to, I guess, a certain way of life, and other ways of life seem crazy and scary, and they are, but there's a lot of benefits to the way people live in this part of the world, I suppose. And until you see it and experience it, it's hard to explain, I suppose. But go to Jakarta. It's cool. Good night. See you in the next video.